All right, let's dive right in. In pretty much every company, there's a certain type of employee who is absolutely critical for survival, but, they almost never get the spotlight. So today, we're going to pull back that curtain and really take a look at these unsung heroes.
You know how it is. When we talk about what makes a company successful, the story almost always starts with the visionary lions, right? These are the big idea leaders, the charismatic ones who point the way and get everyone fired up. Or if it's not the lions, it's the wise elephants. Think about them, the seasoned pros, the ones who've been around forever. They have all that deep-seated knowledge, and they're the ones steering the ship long-term, making sure we don't repeat old mistakes.
And then, of course, you've got the sleek otters. Gotta love them. They're the coordinators, the people who just make everything run smoothly. They keep the peace and make sure all those complicated projects actually get done.
So yeah, lions, elephants, otters, look, they're all super important. But let's ask the real question here. Behind all that big picture vision and that deep wisdom and all that smooth coordination, who is really keeping the whole system from just falling apart?
This is where the warthog comes in. Okay, so this is the person who's tough. They're gritty. They're on the front line doing the work that's hard, dirty, repetitive, and, let's be honest, pretty unpopular. They're working in conditions that are anything but comfortable, but they are, without a doubt, the true foundation of the business.
Okay, first up, your company's unsung heroes. We're going to dig into why these folks are the one asset you literally cannot afford to lose.
And here's the bottom line. It's really this simple. 100%. That's how much of your operation collapses the second your warthogs stop showing up. I mean, it doesn't just slow down. It's not like things get a little harder. No, it stops. Full stop.
All right, next section, the warthog profile. So what really makes these people tick? Let's get into their key traits and, the psychology behind it all.
Okay, check this out. What's so cool about this is how it flips the script on what a lot of people might see as just, basic traits. But they're actually core strengths. We're talking a super high tolerance for difficulty, direct communication, no fluff, no faking it. And this practical intelligence, they know how things really work on the ground. And yet, so often their work gets written off as low status.
And you can see just how critical they are when you look at the actual jobs they do. Come on, field operations, cleaning, security, care work, the night shift, dealing with complaints, tech support. This is the absolute backbone of pretty much every industry out there.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about attracting the right people. Because it's one thing to know they're vital, but how do you actually get them in the door? It all comes down to recruitment that actually respects them and speaks their language.
So here's rule number 1, and it is the most important rule. Warthogs have an incredible BS detector. They're just extremely good at it. So the first thing you have to do, drop the corporate speak. Just cut it out and be brutally, refreshingly honest. And this just shows you the difference perfectly. On one side, you've got that vague corporate nonsense, right? Join our fast-paced, dynamic environment. What does that even mean? On the other, you have honest, direct language. This job is physically demanding. That shows respect. It tells them you value what they value, which is clarity, not fluff. All right, next up, interviewing for grit, not polish. So you've got the right people applying. Now you need to interview them, but you're looking for grit, not just a polished presentation. Here's how to do it.
So ask them something like this. You're not looking for some perfect rehearsed answer. What you're really testing for is reliability when the pressure is on. This question gets right to it. How do they handle hard times? What keeps them going? And what's their breaking point?
Here's another great one. Asking about the best and worst boss they've ever had. Oh, this tells you so much. It's a fantastic window into how they see things like effort, authority, and what they consider fair. It really reveals what gets them fired up to work hard and what makes them want to run for the hills.
And you gotta be honest, lay it all out there. The shifts are nights and weekends. Then ask them what in their life might make that tough. Now, you're not trying to catch them in a trap or disqualify them. What you're doing is starting an honest conversation to make sure it's a realistic fit for everyone.
Okay, so you've hired them. Now for the really hard part, how to keep your warthogs. Getting them in the door is just the start. The real test is keeping them. Let's get into how you onboard and manage them so they stick around for the long haul.
You absolutely need a structured plan for their first few months. In that first month, just focus on 3 things: safety, clarity, and making them feel like part of the real team. Then you can start to gradually give them more responsibility. By day 90, their role should feel stable and predictable. This sends a huge signal that you take their job, and them, seriously right from the get-go.
Now look at what they actually need to stay loyal. What's so interesting is what's not on this list, right? No free lunches, no ping pong tables. It's all about the fundamentals. And look at fairness. It's a massive 40%. Why? Because for them, fairness isn't just some nice idea. It's the absolute bedrock. It's the simple, practical belief that if you work hard and follow the rules, the system will treat you right.
And man, on the flip side, it is so easy to lose them. Start talking about them as unskilled labor. Let a manager or a customer disrespect them. Keep changing their schedule for no reason. Basically, if you make them feel used, invisible, or disposable, they're gone, and you can't blame them.
And when they feel disrespected, the consequences are, well, they're bad. Best case for you, they just leave. You get high turnover, but that's it. Worse, though, is when they stay but are completely checked out, just doing the bare minimum. But the absolute worst case scenario, that resentment just builds and builds until they actually start working against you.
And this quote right here just nails it. It really gets to the heart of the whole thing. If you're having trouble keeping these folks, your problem probably isn't your hiring tactics. It's something much deeper. You're trying to build your company on people you secretly look down on, and they feel that. Trust me, they always do.
So, that leaves us with one final, really crucial question. This isn't just about recruitment strategies, you know? It's about a fundamental shift in how you think. So are you really prepared to see, to value, and to respect the true foundation of your company? Because at the end of the day, your entire success depends on it.